Hey Jacob, this is Christian here to tear down your transmission, take it apart, see what we got here. It's 4L60E, of course you already knew that. Went ahead and took this bell housing off. I always do that before I record anything because it's just loud. It's just the bell housing. And you've got these special bolts that you got to use air on, which I use air on, and it just gets so loud you can't even hear me or anything. So I just take them off real quick and then I start recording. So we'll set that to the side. I'll probably adjust you quite a bit here because make sure you can see the transmission well. You can see the transmission more than me. Get some of this off. This is your O-ring, your input shaft O-ring that comes in the kit. You'll hear me say kit a lot because of a lot of things come in a kit. Not a lot of people realize that so much come in your kit. But this is your input shaft O-ring for the torque converter. Comes in the kit. So what I'll do is I'll put all your old parts in a baggie. That way, if you want them, you've got them. If not, it's okay. Some people want their parts. Most of the time, they don't. Always make that offer. They're your parts. You can take them. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. This has also got O-rings on them to help seal. Those will get replaced also. Pump bolts. Ready? Let's flip it around here. Flip it on its back. Get down to its belly. Let it drain out a little bit for a second here. Well, it looks good and dark. Pan off, see what we see here. Everything inside will get cleaned up. Putting your pan. The only thing on the outside, like the case, the outside part, I just wipe it down as best as I can. I don't have a cooker or anything like that. I just have what you see over here. You see it, green thing. That's the parts cleaner. So everything gets clean inside. All your parts, the inside of the case gets clean. Outside's a little bit harder to clean. So I clean it as best I can. More importantly, it's getting the inside clean than the outside. So this off here. A lot of metal, a lot of burnt fluid. There's a chunk, big old hump of metal. You're going to have some metal on your magnet anyway, but this is a lot. It's a wear and tear item, so it's always going to make some metal. This one's got quite a bit. So we'll get that cleaned up. This is your gasket, pan gasket. I'm sure you know what it is, but that comes in your kit. We'll get it replaced. Set it down over here. Put it over here. It's your filter. For a set to get replaced too. It don't come in your kit. It's separate. So it's dirty. Set it to the side. There's a pile going here. Go ahead and get everything here apart. Just making a basket here full of bolts and little things. So that's how I clean all the little stuff up. And hopefully you can see me real well. We're getting the wiring harness off first. Getting it out of the way. And then once the valve body's off, I'll knock it out. So that way we don't break it, anything like that. Believe me, I've been doing this a long time, and about anything you can think of, broken or done by accident, I've done it. So you kind of learn along the way. Been doing this since the early 90s. That tells you my age. It's your 3-2 down solenoid. It looks good. It's going to get cleaned up real good. The most of the time your Chevy solenoids are fine unless you've got a code. You didn't mention any code, so I'm just going to clean it up real good and put it back on. But on other transmissions, such as some Fords, but mostly Dodges, they have open-faced solenoids, which all that metal gets down in there, and you got no choice, no matter how much you clean it up. And I'll show you on this manifold pressure switch here in a minute, because it's open-faced at the bottom. No matter what you do, you're still going to have problems. So the best thing to do on open-faced solenoids is just replace them. So this out of the way, to the side. Take your manifold pressure switch off. Always replace these. These go bad often. And it's just kind of common to replace them. Let's scoot you in a little closer here. Down here a little bit. It's 3 10s and a 2 8s. Hold it on there. As you can see, there's a lot of metal in there. And it is open-faced, meaning that it's hard to see with all the metal and stuff, but all that is caked in there where the circuits and everything are. There's one of the circuits that's exposed. There's a lot of circuits that's exposed behind here also. Even though it's got kind of a little bit of a gasket on it, it gets really caked up underneath there. And it's really hard to get clean. So it's a common thing, one of those common things that most people just replace, and I'm one of them. I just replace it. It's not an expensive part, and saves you some headache down the road. So we'll lay it to the side. All right. Here's your PWM solenoid, EPC, and your shift solenoids that usually come in a set. Like I said, I'll be using them unless you tell me, hey, I had a code for them. Most of the time, you're not going to have a code for these. Sometimes you will. They're in there really good and tight. They really don't bust out. Good set of solenoids here. So, unless you have a code for them, I just use them over. Clean them up real good and use them over. Let's get this accumulator out. See if all your springs are good. Just 10mm bolts that holds it on there. You've got a piston right there for the accumulator. It takes a little tapping to get it out. And what you got here is you've got a small spring and a big spring. Sometimes one of those springs break and you have to replace it. This is good. There's a seal right there. See if you can see that black line. That is a seal that comes in your kit that'll get replaced. You get a new seal on that. Get it cleaned up real good. Let's go ahead and get your valve body off. And there's three 8mm bolts right here in a row that are longer than the 10. 8mm bolts, and then the rest are your 10mm. And then you've got this. This is just kind of like a guide for your dipstick. You can see right there, that's where your dipstick goes through, and it just guides it down to directs it down toward the bottom of the pan. That's basically all it does. Sometimes they'll put those in there and sometimes they won't. So if you ever see one without one on it, it's no big deal. Just depends on in the factory whether they decide to do it or not. Okay, got all the bolts off, so let's take this off. There is clip for your selector. That'll get cleaned up. Here's check balls. These are metal check balls that are in your valve body. That actually comes in your kit. So you'll get new check balls. Even though they're still check balls, they come in your kit, so I just always replace them. Just pick a few of your valves here, make sure your valve body's fine. Most of the time, the valve body is fine. Every once in a while, especially these floating valves. What a floating valve is a valve without a spring behind it. And sometimes those get a little sticky, so you just take them out, clean them up real good. Also, this everything's picking just fine. You're good there. If it was really hung up real bad, we'd be replacing the valve body because of all that metal that's in it. But it's good. Here's your selector valve that comes out of the valve body. There's your valve body itself. This will get updates that come in the kit. Mostly your updates is like springs, just you won't really feel a difference in the shifts or anything. It's just springs that are heavy duty, a little bit more heavier duty. That's what's in there now because they tend to break over time or wear out. So it's just a good update to do. So we'll set this to the side to get cleaned up. Let it get cleaned up real good. Here's your plate. Here's your valve body plate. Another valve body, or another check ball right there. So you got 3 8mm that holds on the rest of the plate. You got a plate that holds the plate down. This is your reverse plate. Basically what it's called. If you don't tighten it down, you don't have reverse. It's just a little. And it'll get cleaned up too. Put it over here in the basket. Hopefully you can still see everything. I'm trying to adjust this real bad sometimes with the camera angles. Like for everybody to see what I'm doing. Here's your gasket. This is your valve body side of the gasket. And this is your gasket for the case side. That comes in the kit and get replaced. You've got 2 filters here for the plate. Those come in the kit also. Those get replaced. Knock them out, put new ones in. And that's pretty much it. Looks like a good plate. We'll set that to the side because we've got to scrape it off. Here's your other accumulator right here. Sometimes that spring breaks. It's good. Like I say, sometimes. Most of the time your springs are fine. There's a seal for it too. That'll get replaced. Comes in your kit. You've got a check ball right here. Just one in the case that'll get replaced. You've got a check ball right here. The update for it is to take it and the capsule out. And what that does is it helps get more oil flow to reverse. So I'll be taking that check ball out along with the capsule once I go to build it. Let's tap this out because I don't want to break this. Just get behind it, give it a few little taps. All that really holds it in there is the seal. See this green seal here and some clips. That green seal there will get replaced with a new one. Set it over here for right now. Alrighty. Flip it over on its side and get this band servo out. Just kind of giving it a tap, kind of break the seals a little bit, because your O-rings kind of stick over time. And just get in there. There's a couple places that you can get behind the snap ring to get it out. And there's your snap ring. Most of the time it's fine. Unless it's really rusted around here. That's the only time I've had problems getting it out. Sometimes I still have problems getting the servo out because it wants to stick sometimes because of the seals. So go ahead and get it out. This servo is what works your band inside. It's a 2-4 band. And what we do is try to get it up to where we see this blue O-ring. We need to cut this O-ring to get it out. You just get a scribe in there and you just work with it, try to get it out, just like so. Got to grab hold of it and you just give it a quick yank. And that's the O-ring that keeps it from leaking. You'll get a new one in the kit. And it also helps hold this cap into place. There's the cap. Aluminum cap. Here's your first piston that fits into the aluminum cap. It's got seals on it. Those will get replaced too. That's in your kit. Here's your other one. Along with the along with the pin. The pin's fine. They're usually all fine. I'll do some adjustments to it once I start building it. There's seals on it there. There's seals right there on that piston that will get replaced. The small spring. It's usually good. So we'll set that to the side. It'll be taken completely apart, cleaned up real good, all the seals replaced. Let's empty some of this fluid a little bit. Now we're going to get inside the case. Inside here and see what's going on. Hopefully all that metal that we've seen in the pan come from your torque converter. You just get behind here, just give it a little pop right where the filter goes, and it comes right on out. So there's your pump. Let's go ahead and get it apart. It's 13mm bolts that holds it together. Let's get you down here more. Sorry to keep adjusting you. Go. Get in there and get that clean. This is your gasket that comes in the kit. Set it to the side to go into your baggie. And the face of it is just fine. This is your pump stator side. It's also got some valves in it also. We'll go ahead and pick them real quick. These are like your boost valves, things like that. They will get taken out. And you can see some springs actually in this one. Those springs will be replaced. Basically, just that's part of your updates in the kits. You see the spring there. And there's a filter right there that'll get replaced. It's in your kit. I always get my kits with all the updates, all the current updates in it. This is your gear. It's a 13 vane, which is the most updated one you can get on, and that is good because you have a lot less problems in the pump area with a 13 vane setup. If it had less than that, then I would be telling you, hey, we're going to get a no-yo. It's actually called a no-yo-yo kit. You can look it up. It's a funny name, no-yo-yo kit. And what that no-yo-yo kit comes is with a 13 vane rotor, which is that, and 13 vanes. And that helps your pump out a lot. A couple of springs it comes with, which it's already got in there now. There's a spring underneath this that comes in your kit that'll get replaced. It's not broken or anything, I can tell. But you always replace it anyway. Also inside here, there's a pump bushing. It gets replaced. Comes in your kit. Your front seal gets replaced. Also, your O-ring here gets replaced too. That comes in your kit. I'm going to sit this down here out of the way. Try not to put too much stuff in your way here. This is a pump washer that'll come in the kit. This one looks great, looks fine, but they come in the kit just in case, you know, they break or anything like that or wear down. And so just set it to the side for right now, but it comes in your kit. So now let's try to get this this out here. And there's a little, on this band, there is a strut that we need to get out in order to get these drums and stuff out. So sometimes it'll pop out, sometimes it won't. So just got to get in there sometimes and take a hammer and just knock it back. And there we go. Just need to tighten this little caps, and now that band's free. Now you can just pull that all out as one unit. That's your band. That's your 2-4 band. You can see it's burnt up black. It's also got some cracks in it. Hopefully that shows up on camera. And what this is what's supposed to look like is a real bright red color when it's brand new. You can see it's burnt black. It's got some metal on it also. So we'll throw it over into the pile that you'll get back. So you'll get yourself a new band. This is your input drum with your input shaft. What this is. This is your reverse drum. Pretty much in all transmissions, you've got two things that comes on in reverse, usually something in the front and something in the back. Most of the time in the front, it's always it's a clutch pack and a drum, and a clutch pack in the back. But in some vehicles, mostly Fords, they'll put a band in the back for reverse. So you've got two things that comes on in reverse. And that band acts like a brake and stops this drum from moving for second and fourth gear. You can see that it's got a little bit of burntness on it that I'll be cleaning up. And it'll look like new. If it had grooves in it, I would be replacing the drum, but it don't. It's just burnt from the band, so it's fine. Clean it up. There's some bushings right here. You see those copper bushings? One's right there on the bottom, one's on the top. Those get replaced too. Those are in your kit. Now, let's check these clutches out here. Your snap ring for it. Hold the clutches down. Okay. You've got a dish or a wave plate at the bottom, pretty much. And all your transmissions, all your clutch packs and everything has got a dish or a wave plate in it. Hopefully you can see kind of the dish out. Now all that's for is just to help, you know, soften it up a little bit when you go in reverse. There's other things like accumulators and things like that in your valve body that helps also, but they always put something extra in your drums. As you can see, that's burnt up. What these are supposed to look like is a real bright yellowish color, or sometimes they'll come in the rebuild kit green color. Depends on who the manufacturer is at the time. Most of the time it's Ray Bestos. You can look it up. I wish I had a clutch that I could show you, but I don't have one right now. Ray Bestos is what mostly comes in the kits that I get, and they're real bright yellow color. These are burnt. Your steels are a little burnt, especially along the edges right there. Those come in your kit. Those will get replaced. So let's put it over to the side. Right there. Now let's go through your big drum here. So you didn't have forward. So most of your forwards in here, there are some gears that we need to check back there also inside your transmission. But let's see how this drum looks first. Right now we're going to get the top set out. And this top set is your 3/4 clutches. Most of the time they go out on you. Worse than any of them. There's the snap ring that holds it in. And this has got the, you see these little springs. These were on the sides. Okay. That is an older update. They've gone away from that update. So what they do now in your kit is they don't send these. So what you do is you basically just throw these away. And what they do now is they have thicker steels and thicker clutches because they realize that, hey, they got a problem here. And to help that out is they put a lot thicker steels, a lot thicker clutches in. And it usually works just fine. And as you can see, they're burnt. Clutches, or the steel's burnt. But that comes in your kit, so that'll get replaced. Set this over to the side. You've got a washer here. Thresh washer, bearing, whatever you want to call it. Most of the time those are fine. Just checking everything out. Let's get these other two out here. Make sure the shaft's all right. Okay. Also, you've got pistons in here. These are molded pistons. They come in the kit and they'll get replaced completely. This is a seal right here. The oil dam is actually what it's called for your sprag assembly. That comes in the kit. That'll get replaced. You've got a lot of metal in this drum. Lots of metal. See that all caked on there. It got cleaned up. Once I take it apart, everything will get cleaned up real good. All these seals will get replaced. You'll have new seals. Let's check these clutches out now. And that sprag assembly. That sprag assembly usually is bad. That's why I write it down all the time. And there's your clutches. These are your input clutches, forward clutches, whatever you want to call them. Underdrive clutches. These come on in your manual gears. But this, on top of them, are your forward. They are wore down a lot. They're supposed to, see if you, they got ridges. Those are supposed to have kind of ridges too. And they're wore down quite a bit. So all those steels will get replaced. This also has a wave plate in it. It's not as wavy as most of them are, but that's wave plate. When you put it in drive, it's supposed to help cushion it. Now let's check this sprag assembly out. Okay, you got a bearing for it. Bearing, thresh washer, whatever you want to call it, always goes in between your hard part gears. And they're most of the time they're fine. Snap ring that holds this together. Hopefully you can see this. So take it apart. And this is your sprag. And this will get replaced. This whole setup. That's what I wrote down. It's a very weak part of the transmission is the reason why you replace it. This whole assembly will get replaced. That's why it's called a sprag. Input sprag assembly. So that will all get replaced anyway. It's bad. It's hard to see, but see those elements, they're kind of worn down flat. It's supposed to have a hump on them. They're really worn down. It always happens. So you replace that along with the races that goes with it. Set that to the side. Let me get this to the side so you can see inside here a little more. Get all this down. Get this out of the way. Next thing we'll be getting out here is, yep, there's something broke right there. Because I could see it. Let's get this snap ring out. It's a little yellow snap ring. You probably can't see the color of it. It's a little yellow snap ring. There's something broke back there. I could see some things coming apart in it. So let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to have to get in your way for a minute here because this snap ring is sometimes hard to see. Alrighty, there's this snap ring. And believe it or not, that comes new in your kit. So you get a new snap ring. Set that over there, throw it in your baggie. Now we're going to get all this out. See what we got going on here because I feel something. And that's what it is. There's a reason why you don't have reverse. Alrighty. This here is your front planetary system. Or input planetary, however you want to call it. This is all made together. As you can see, it is broke completely. So you're going to need that planet. There is a washer that goes on top of this that fits in between here and there. And it is broken. Just give you a look at kind of what these thrust washers look like inside. And the reason why it is broken is because this had come apart. This, as you can see, fits right down onto it. So when it come apart, it just took all this with it, especially with your hub. If you can look down in there, this hub needs to be replaced along with the planet. And this is your input ring gear, front ring gear, same as the planet, whatever you want to call it. Input, front ring gear, front planet. So this setup here, I'll set it to the side with that bearing, will need to be replaced. Let's check everything else out here. That bearing right there is fine. That fits on top of this just like that. So far what I'm seeing is just this had come apart. So let's check all this. Check your sun gear or your sun shell, your reaction gear, rear sun gear, whatever you want to call it. It looks fine. There's a bushing in there that'll get replaced. This is your sun shell. It is fine. They always put what people call the beast in these, especially the later ones. because the Beast was an update until Chevy got a hold of, hey, this works out really good. So Chevy started putting their version of the Beast in it, and that's what this is. This is their version of the Beast, which looks no different from the aftermarket version. So it is fine. All this is fine. Usually the Beast comes with a new sun or reaction gear and with a hub also. Plastic washer that goes on your center support. That'll get replaced. That's in your kit. Alrighty. Now if you see down in there, all this right here, that's your center support for your case. And it's got a big old snap ring on it. Strain it a little bit here. This is that pin that helps hold in your band also. So we'll put that over there. Let's get this snap ring out. Get your center support out. See what it looks like. Try to let you see as much as I can. Find the opening, which is right there. Pry down on it. Pull. Get your arm in there. Kind of help it along. It's not really a heavy snap ring, but you just kind of work it around that way. And then pull at the same time. And then there's your snap ring. Now let's get your center support out. It is held in there. I'll show you what it's held in there with besides that snap ring. It's also got a horseshoe clip on it, which is right there. And that's why you got to take these. I don't know if you've seen people take these apart before, but that's why you see people beat on them a little bit or whatever. The output shaft, you just kind of there, it's coming. There, hopefully you've seen that come out. You just kind of give your output shaft some tap, and that gets your center support out. This is your center support of the transmission. It also holds your low roller clutch. Most of the time these are good. These are so good that this dates back all the way to the 1970s when they put them in 350 transmissions. This is the same thing. It works so good they put it in the 700s, 4L60s, all the way up to the 4L75 transmissions. They still got this same setup. So it works so good, they figured, you know, why change a good thing? Now, let's put this out here. Output shaft. Just a big old hunk of steel. Most of the time, I can't say I've never seen it go out, but most of the time it's good. This is your rear planet, rear ring gear, or reaction ring gear, reaction planet, whatever you want to call it. It's good. Everything's fine on there. Dust washer's good. Splines and it's good. You'll see some. All this is good. It's fine. Just kind of turn them, wiggle them. There's bearings in them. Shims. Sometimes the shims will go out. It's kind of rare that it happens, but it does happen, and we just have to change the shims. Okay, here's your low reverse. Remember I was telling you you've got two things that come on in reverse. This is your rear part that comes on in reverse. It also comes on in your low gears such as 1, 2, manual 1, 2, and 3. That is burnt up along with the steels are worn. And so those come in the kit, so that gets replaced. And like anything else, you see it's got a wave plate on it. So, and then this is when I was talking about your horseshoe, helps hold that center support in place. Sometimes they'll get bent up. Most of the time they won't. It's a really good design, believe it or not. Basically what this does, its job is to keep your case from cracking, is what your center support does, and this helps out too. Gives it a little cushion. That's why it's kind of a springy, it's real springy. That's mostly when you put it in gear is when this comes on. Just helps your case out a little bit. That's basically all it does. Can't tell you that I've never seen a case crack or anything, because I sure have. Some people are hard on their transmissions, and a case breaks. This one is just fine. And you've got your output. Your last washer, thrust washer that's in there in the back. Here's the rest of your check balls that fell inside the case once I took the valve body off. Like I said, you'll get those in the kit. There's a piston that's in the back. This piston will be taken out. It's got square type O-rings on it that will get replaced, cleaned up, put back together. Your case will get cleaned up on the inside. All inside here, excuse me, will get cleaned up. All this will get cleaned up. The outside is pretty clean already, but I'll wipe it down. You've got a seal that's in here, a rubber O-ring. That'll get replaced. It's in your kit. Got a seal right there that'll get replaced. Got a lot of odd and end seals kind of on the case that'll get replaced. Also, what comes in the kit that I'll be giving you is these are your cooler lines. I'm sure you know what they are. There's clips that's on them. I'm sure you've seen the clips. But in the kit, you always get a little package with new clips in it. So I'll be giving that to you. Because a lot of the times, either you lose the clips or you break them or whatever. So they just include those in the kit. So that'll be given to you also. So what we got here is pretty much what I've told you. You're going to need, of course, the kit with steels, updates, your band, filter, your manifold pressure switch, your input sprag assembly. The only thing that's going to be extra in this is, unfortunately, this broke. So this usually comes as a set. Offhand, I don't know the price or anything like that. But I'll get this video uploaded to you. It takes some time for me to upload, and I'll get your parts coming. But that's the only extra you're looking at, which is a good thing. So if you have any questions at all or anything, just send me a text, whatever, and let me know. You'll be hearing from me once your parts come in, and then I'll tell you when you'll be ready.